Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is a very tragic and heartbreaking story. Harmony Renee Montgomery, she was only 5 years old when her life was taken. Trigger warning, major trigger warning. This is going to be very triggering material, very triggering content and discussion. So if you are not mentally in a good place right now, I would not listen to this. Okay. Harmony Renee Montgomery was only 5 years old when she was murdered at the hands of her father, Adam Montgomery, and her stepmother, Kayla, did nothing to save Harmony or to prevent the attacks on her. And there were several. All right, let me pull this up here. We're going to read through the affidavit. I'm going to read through, one second, I'm waiting for this to open. I'm going to read through the parts that I believe most of you have not heard, all the new information, which is, okay, yeah, I accidentally went to the Word document. See, it saves in my documents. Here, files. There we go. It's in my downloads. All right. Now, let me see if I can share this. Here we go. Okay. Now I'm going to scroll down to the very bottom of page 9. It says, the first interview with Kayla Montgomery. On December 28th, 2021, I spoke with Adam's wife, Kayla Montgomery. Kayla shares 3 younger children with Adam who are all presently accounted for. During my follow-up with Kayla, I asked about the last time she had physically seen Harmony. Kayla said that sometime in November or December of 2019, she saw Harmony one morning prior to going to work. Adam said that he was driving Harmony back to Crystal, who was living in Massachusetts at the time. Kayla said that she believed Harmony had been returned to Crystal. Kayla claimed she never saw or heard about Harmony after that day. Kayla had not physically seen Adam since late October of 2021 and had not spoken with him since around mid-November of 2021. Kayla claimed Adam was living in a sober house and had then left the area to live in Maine with another female. First contact with Adam Montgomery. On December 31st, 2021, patrol officers were able to make contact with Adam and his new girlfriend, Kelsey Small, together sleeping in a vehicle in the area of Harwell Street in Manchester. Investigators, including myself, Detective Kozowick, and Detective Riley, responded to that location to speak with the couple. Small claimed that she had been romantically involved with Adam for over a year. Small said that she was aware that Adam has 3 children from one mother and another child from before that. However, Small said that Adam was not in touch with any child from his prior relationship. Small claimed that Adam had never talked about Harmony and she had no information on where Harmony may be. During our interaction with Adam, we stressed our concern that Harmony had not been physically observed in over 2 years and that we had concern for whether or not she was still alive. Adam did not exhibit much emotion or reaction to this. Further interview with Kayla. Also on December 31st, 21, Kayla Montgomery participated in a voluntary interview with Detective Riley and myself. During this interview, she spoke about the last time she saw Harmony. In this interview, she told us that 2 days after Thanksgiving 2019, which would have been November 30th, 2019, Adam had taken her to work, which she said was a 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. shift at Dunkin' Donuts on Eddy Road in Manchester. She said that while Adam was dropping her off, he said he was bringing Harmony to her mom, and he was going to meet her, Harmony's mom, and bring Harmony to stay with her. Kayla said that later that day, Adam picked her up and he no longer had Harmony. He said he had just dropped Harmony off. Kayla said she assumed Adam dropped Harmony off in Massachusetts, as that is where Crystal was living at the time. Detectives were concerned about Kayla's account that Adam claimed he was bringing Harmony to Crystal, especially because Crystal outright denied ever taking custody of Harmony from Adam at that time or ever seeing Harmony following the video chat in April of 2019. The investigation revealed that in November of 2019, Crystal lived at 39 Chapel Street, number 3 in Lowell, Massachusetts, with her boyfriend, Joseph Eckert. On December 31st of 21, Joseph was interviewed, and he confirmed that he was living with Crystal in 2019, and Harmony was not with Crystal at all from October of 2019 to present. In fact, Joseph stated that he's never met Harmony in person. A review of DCYF involvements indicated that social workers had not viewed Harmony since October 1st of 2019 during a home visit with Adam Montgomery in New Hampshire. Not only have family members not seen Harmony since 2019, the Department of Children, Youth, and Families contacted the Manchester School District on September 10th of 21. A representative from the school district stated that Harmony was not registered in the district. Family court order regarding locating and protective supervision of Harmony Montgomery. On December 31st, 21, the Ninth Circuit Family Division Manchester granted protective supervision of Harmony to DCYF from Adam via a juvenile abuse/neglect ex parte order. At the time of the order, Adam had been Harmony's sole custodian. The order stated specifically that Adam was ordered to cooperate with the Manchester Police Department and assist with locating Harmony. Detective Riley served Adam with that order on the afternoon of December 31st, 21, at approximately 16:10 hours. However, Adam refused to provide any information on the whereabouts of Harmony. When handed the order by detectives and told that he had to provide information on Harmony's whereabouts, Adam said, "Either arrest me or I'm leaving," and refused to answer additional questions. Wow. He's known as Teardrop by Crime Lines and Lies, and I love that she calls him that because he doesn't even deserve to be called by his name, although I will refer to him as Adam through this because that's what it says. But I don't feel he even deserves to be called by his name. Adam was arrested on charges related to Harmony on January 4th of 2022 and was formally charged and arraigned on January 5th of 22. These charges, one second. These charges consist of second-degree assault for an incident in July of 2019, interference with custody, and 2 charges of endangering the welfare of a child. He has been detained at the Hillsborough County House of Corrections since that date. Okay. Well, unfortunately, he's probably going to be put in protective custody, and I wish he was just in general population, because then nature would take its course, and obviously he's a weak one. He's clearly not a real man, so I'm sure he would get exactly what he deserves if he was in general population, but unfortunately, due to the jail having lawsuits and everything else, they probably have no choice but to keep him in protective custody. And if it was back in the day, I'm sure the guards would take care of it, but unfortunately, that's not really a thing anymore, but who knows, maybe they'll find a way for him. Kayla Montgomery's grand jury testimony. On May 20th of 22, Kayla Montgomery testified before the grand jury of Hillsborough County Northern District as part of the grand jury's investigation into the disappearance of Harmony Montgomery. Kayla was under oath for her testimony. During her testimony, Kayla was asked about the last time she saw Harmony. She stated, in sum, that it was 2 days after Thanksgiving in 2019, November 30th, when Adam dropped her off for her 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. shift at Dunkin' in Goffstown. Harmony was in the car, and Adam said he was bringing Harmony to her mom. When Adam picked Kayla up a little after 2 p.m., Harmony was not with him, and Adam said he brought her to her mom. So at this time, Kayla said she never saw Harmony again, and she didn't know what happened to Harmony, which she was lying. She's a liar. She lied under oath. She should be charged for every single little tiny thing that she did wrong, because she probably did so many horrible things to Harmony just in the fact that she didn't protect her. She could have taken her at any moment and ran off with her, but she wanted to get high, and she did nothing. Anyways, investigators researched Kayla's claim about the location and shift she was working 2 days after Thanksgiving in 2019. All Dunkin' Donuts locations in Goffstown confirmed that Kayla was not working there on that day. Records obtained from the New Hampshire Employment Security showed that the only employer who paid Kayla in November of 2019 was a Dunkin' Donuts in Hooksett, New Hampshire, and that Dunkin' Donuts store confirmed that Kayla was fired from that location on November 23rd. As a result, an arrest warrant was obtained for Kayla for 2 charges of perjury. All right. Kayla was arrested on the perjury charges June 3rd of 2022, which most of us already know. And on that same day, Kayla participated in a proffer interview at Manchester Police Department, and her attorney was present for the interview. Kayla Montgomery's first proffer interview. All right. 1 second. I wanted to... It'd probably be quicker if I just do it this way, because I can't remember what the exact definition is. I don't want to say it wrong. A proffer session or interview is a meeting with a criminal defendant or someone under investigation, a federal prosecutor, and a federal agent. Prosecutors usually ask questions while agents take notes that will later be used for preparing written summaries of interviews. So that's interesting, right? Good to know. Okay. So her first proffer interview, she admitted she lied during her grand jury testimony. She stated that she had information related to Harmony Montgomery. Kayla stated that the family, herself, Adam, Harmony, and their boys, were evicted from where they were living on Guilford Street in Manchester the day before Thanksgiving of 2019, which would have been November 27th. Kayla said after that they were living in their vehicle, which we know to be a Chrysler Sebring. During their time living out of the vehicle, they stayed in the parking lot of Colonial Village on River Road in Manchester, where their friend Anthony Badero lived. Okay, now this Anthony Badero was, let's see, I was born in 89, so 79, 10. So this dude's like, I don't know, like 50 or something, around 50 years old. Kayla stated that from Thanksgiving up until the beginning of December, Badero saw Harmony and the other two boys and would wave at them. She also said that Badero bought them he brought them Thanksgiving leftovers while they were living in the car, and that he saw Harmony at the time, and he and Harmony waved at each other. Kayla stated that on the day the Chrysler Sebring broke down, which was December 7th of 2019, as discussed in further detail below, Adam Montgomery, trigger warning, major trigger warning, struck Harmony, which caused her death. Kayla stated that while living in the vehicle together, Adam was extremely upset that 5-year-old Harmony was not saying when she needed to go to the bathroom, and she was having accidents in the car. Kayla stated that after each accident, Adam would get upset and would strike Harmony in the face or head with a closed fist. Kayla stated that on December 7th of 19, prior to the vehicle breaking down, Adam struck Harmony in the face or head on 3 separate occasions because she had a bathroom accident. This happened while Adam was driving the vehicle. Kayla described that Harmony was in the rear seat on the passenger side, and while Adam was driving, he turned his body and delivered sets of 3 to 4 blows with a closed fist to Harmony's face or head on 3 separate occasions over the course of a few minutes. So he struck her like over a dozen times in like 3 minutes. Kayla stated that after the final blow, Adam said words to the effect that he felt something or heard something when he hit Harmony, and he said, "I think I really hurt her this time. I think I did something." Adam, you probably really hurt her every single time. You probably terrified her, and you probably made her in hell, but that was all she ever knew, and that's freaking sad. And of course, after hitting her over a dozen times in a row, what do you think was going to happen? She's only 5 years old. She's tiny. Of course, you're going to break a bone in her face, crack her skull, and kill her. What did you think was going to happen, you idiot? At no time did anyone stop or get Harmony medical attention as the result of this assault. Kayla said this happened in the morning while the family was on their way to the Burger King on Route 3 in Manchester, and afterwards, the family returned to the parking lot of the Colonial Village apartments. The family stayed at Colonial Village for approximately 20 minutes, during which time no one checked on Harmony. Kayla could not recall exactly what they did during this 20-minute time period, which she ends up telling, which we'll read here in a minute. Kayla said that after approximately 20 minutes, the family left the Colonial Village apartments, and shortly thereafter, their car broke down. Kayla said she thought the car died at probably 8 or 9 a.m. Well, according to the Manchester Police Department, the car was broken down in the intersection of Elm and Webster at approximately noon, 12:11 p.m. on December 7th. Kayla said it was the last time that she and Adam discovered that Harmony was not breathing and that she was deceased. So it was actually around noon when they discovered that Harmony was deceased, if they're going by the records that they found. But if they're going by what Kayla says, it was probably around 8 or 9 in the morning. So can't really believe anything Kayla says. Kayla stated that Adam went to the trunk of the vehicle, removed clothing from a black and red Under Armour duffel bag, and placed the lifeless body of Harmony into the bag. Kayla stated at no point did either of them have any conversation about getting any type of life-saving measures for Harmony, and that Adam simply put Harmony's dead body into the bag and walked it back to the parking lot of the apartments. Wow, that's sick. Kayla indicated that once back at Colonial Village, Badero drove them from the apartment complex back to their vehicle to collect their belongings before the vehicle was towed. Kayla said that Badero then allowed them to stay in his Audi parked in the parking lot for 2 or 3 days over the weekend. So in the second proffer interview conducted on June 23rd of 22, Kayla said that during this approximate 20-minute time period, Adam had her get a bag of heroin or fentanyl from Badero. She and Adam then used some of those drugs before leaving the apartment parking lot. So she stated that while they were staying in Badero's Audi, that after Harmony's death, that Adam was keeping the bag with Harmony's body inside of the trunk of the vehicle, but also would leave it out in the snow to stop the decomposition of the body from happening. Anthony Badero's grand jury testimony. On March 21st of 22, Anthony Badero testified before the grand jury for Hillsborough County Northern District as part of the grand jury's investigation into the disappearance of Harmony Montgomery. And during his testimony, Badero stated that after the Montgomery family was evicted, he allowed them to stay in his car, the Audi, for 2 days. He said he believed it was the weekend immediately after Thanksgiving, which would have been approximately November 30th to December 1st of 2019. And he testified that he brought Thanksgiving leftovers to the car for them to eat. Badero testified that he did not see Harmony in the Audi, that it was only Adam, Kayla, and the 2 younger boys. Badero testified that he never bothered to ask where Harmony was. Badero testified that the only 2 times he ever saw Harmony were back in August and September of 2019. Badero testified that when the Montgomerys left the Audi after the 2 days they stayed there, that he believed Kayla said she was going to her mother's. In his grand jury testimony, Badero testified that he only let the Montgomery family stay in his car for 2 days, but he was not aware of whether the Montgomery family was possibly living in a different car in the parking lot to his apartment building for additional days. Badero said they could have stayed in their own car, the Sebring, before it got messed up. Badero explained that he was aware that after the Montgomerys got evicted, that they had a gray Chrysler, but that they didn't have the car anymore when they arrived to stay in his Audi. He said that when they arrived to stay in the Audi, they were dropped off by some friends of theirs who was a girl, and that they didn't have anything other than 2 boys and formula for the baby and diapers. Badero said they didn't have anything else, not even bags of clothes. Now, this is Donna Demers' grand jury testimony, and she is Badero's girlfriend. So, and she's significantly younger than him. On May 20th of 22, she testified before the grand jury of Hillsborough County Northern District. She testified that the only time she saw Harmony was September of 2019, together with Badero. She testified about the Thanksgiving leftovers being fresh, and she believed Badero gave them to the Montgomerys either on Thanksgiving or the next day. She testified that she had a brief opportunity to look inside the car the Montgomerys were in, which she said was the Audi, and that she only saw 2 younger children in the car, not Harmony. Demers was confident that Harmony was not in the car. Anthony's proffer interview. On September 22nd of 22, There was also the Senior Assistant Attorney General Jesse O'Neill, Detective Max Rahill, Deputy Tufts of the U.S. Marshals, and Badero's attorney Ashley Sheehan, and the police officer conducting this affidavit that were present for the proffer interview for Anthony Badero. Badero indicated that he had met Adam through Kayla in 2019. He admitted he did provide crack and fentanyl to the Montgomerys. Badero stated he would buy the Montgomerys food stamps off of them prior to them staying in his vehicle and after they stayed in his vehicle. Badero stated that after Thanksgiving of 2019, the Montgomerys came to him with just the two boys and no Harmony and asked if they could stay with them due to them being evicted and their car breaking down. Badero did not recall how the Montgomerys arrived at his home. Badero stated they arrived with few belongings and recalled a trash bag. Badero offered them his Audi to sleep, which was parked in the rear of his Colonial Village apartment building located at 21 West River Drive in Manchester. Badero was unclear of the timing, at first saying it was the weekend after Thanksgiving, but then, when confronted with information that the Montgomerys still had their own car at that point, agreed that it may have been that following weekend, December 7th or 8th. He said he provided them Thanksgiving leftovers, which would have been older leftovers if it was the following weekend, and a pizza. Badero repeatedly denied seeing Harmony and stated he only knew that the family had been staying in the parking lot for 2 nights in his Audi. When confronted with the statement Kayla made about him seeing Harmony every day from Thanksgiving to the beginning of December and waving to Harmony and the 2 boys in the car, Badero stated she was lying. I questioned Badero about helping the Montgomerys retrieve belongings from their car when it broke down at Webster Street and Elm Street, and he stated he did not remember that happening. Donna Demers' proffer interview. After Badero's interview concluded, the proffer interview was conducted with his girlfriend, Donna, with her attorney, Dan Duckett, present. Demers stated she only stayed at Badero's part-time and that she primarily resided with her parents in Derry, New Hampshire. Hey, that's from the movie It. All right, Demers recalled the Montgomerys arriving at Badero's apartment and that they appeared stressed and mostly concerned with getting drugs. Go figure, what a surprise. Demers recalled them carrying duffel bags and trash bags, and when asked if there was any color to the duffel bags, she stated she believed there was, but could not recall any details. Demers was not aware if Badero had helped the family retrieve any of the belongings from their vehicle, which had broken down. Demers remembered Adam, Kayla, and their 2 boys arriving, but was adamant that she never saw Harmony. Demers recalled bringing fresh Thanksgiving leftovers, possibly the day after Thanksgiving, to the Montgomerys when they were living out of the car. She initially recalled that the Montgomerys were living out of the Audi at the time, but when confronted with information that the Montgomerys still had their own car that weekend, November 30th through December 1st, Demers admitted that she may not be remembering the car correctly. Demers stated that when she brought the Thanksgiving leftovers, there were 2 kids jumping around in the back seat, and she did not see Harmony in the car. At the time, one of the children was approximately 2.5 years old, and the other was approximately 10 months old. So it's extremely unlikely that a 10-month-old would be jumping around, and therefore investigators believe that Demers may have actually seen Harmony but didn't realize that it was her. Facebook and Google search warrants. During the investigation, search warrants were obtained for Facebook and Google records relevant to the time period of late November to early December of 2019. Location data from Google was consistent with the Montgomerys staying in the Colonial Village parking lot from approximately November 27th, 2019 through December 8th, which corroborates Kayla's account of the time period that they stayed there. In addition, another witness interviewed during the investigation, Kimberly Frayne, recalled personally interacting with the Montgomerys while they were staying in the Audi in the Colonial Village parking lot during the overnight hours of December 7th into December 8th. Frayne went to help the Montgomerys because the Audi had died and Kayla was worried the family was in danger from the cold. Frayne said that she did not see Harmony at the time, and it was only Adam, Kayla, and the two boys. Facebook messages exchanged between Matt Gendron and Kayla Montgomery also confirmed this date and time frame, showing Kayla reaching out to Gendron about the Audi having died and being concerned about the cold. December 7th to 8th of 2019 would have been the weekend following the weekend after Thanksgiving. In other words, 1 week after the weekend, Bodero testified that he believed Montgomery's stayed in his Audi. That corroborates Kayla's time frame of when they stayed in the Audi. Interviews with Courtney O'Brien and Matt Garcia. Okay, one sec. So this was January 5th of 22. Investigators spoke with Courtney O'Brien, who said her husband, Matt Garcia, had known Adam their entire life. She also said that Adam used to work for her. She related how she and Garcia had seen Adam, Kayla, Harmony, and the two boys Thanksgiving night of 2019, and that the family was living out of the Sebring at the time. O'Brien also recalled a conversation she had with Adam sometime between approximately December of 2019 and January of 2020, during which Adam said Harmony was with her mom and that it happened really fast and Harmony wouldn't stop peeing her pants and she was better off with her mom. So, on January 5th, investigators also spoke with Matt Garcia separately from Courtney. Garcia explained that he and Adam met when he was 14 years old, when Garcia was only 14 years old. He considered Adam to be a friend. Garcia said that the only time he saw Harmony was on Thanksgiving of 19, when Adam, Kayla, and the kids were living in the car. Garcia told investigators about a phone call he had with Adam on December 31st of 21, which was after the news broke that Harmony was missing. Garcia said he asked Adam about the news regarding Harmony, and Adam said he had talked to police that morning. Adam told Garcia he didn't know why the police were bothering him and that he gave Harmony back to her mother after Garcia had seen her on Thanksgiving. Garcia said that Adam said, he said the kid, Harmony, wouldn't stop pissing and shitting everywhere. She was driving me nuts. We were living in the car, so I let her. I had her mom come and get her. Garcia elaborated, speaking as if he was Adam, that Harmony was having her accidents everywhere, all the time, every 5 minutes. We were living in a car. I couldn't take it. I had to give her to her mom. Wow. Does he not realize how much of a complete piece of shit he sounds like even saying that to somebody? I guess he had to say something. I hate him. The information from O'Brien and Garcia is consistent with Kayla's information that Adam would get upset with Harmony over her bathroom accidents and eventually killed her due to her having an accident in the car. Why would anybody give Adam a child? So they found Harmony's DNA in the Sebring. Investigators located the Sebring that the Montgomery family lived in after being evicted from the 77 Guilford Street home. And that doesn't make sense. Investigators located the Chrysler Sebring that the Montgomery family lived in after being evicted from the 77 Guilford Street home, and in which Harmony was killed. Okay. This vehicle was the subject of a call for service at approximately 12:11 p.m. on December 7, 19, at the intersection of Webster Street and Elm Street in Manchester. This is consistent with Kayla's statement in her June 3rd, 22 proffer interview that Adam killed Harmony on the day their Sebring broke down. Tow documents show the tow company was on scene to tow the Sebring from approximately 12:52 to 1:39 p.m. The Sebring was thereafter treated as an abandoned vehicle, and an abandoned vehicle tracking report created by Auto City Collision Repair Center for the Sebring noted that later, on December 16th of 19, there was no power to the dash, and an attempt to jumpstart the Sebring resulted in the car immediately starting to smoke. The Sebring was eventually sold to Herbert's Used Auto Parts in Goffstown, New Hampshire, on or about January 29th, where it was located by Manchester detectives at approximately January 1st of 2022. So that car sat there for a while, sat there for some time. The manager of Herbert's Used Auto Parts consented to the seizure and search of the Sebring by the detectives. They found the pink Trolls toothbrush, which was submitted to the New Hampshire State Police for potential DNA analysis. A buccal swab was taken from Crystal, and the DNA obtained from the toothbrush was from a biological female, and it cannot be excluded as that from a biological child of Crystal Sorey based on the comparison of these DNA profiles. So it should be noted that Harmony is the only female child of Crystal Sorey. So basically, yes, it was Harmony, right? Movements of Harmony's body by Adam. Now, major trigger warning here. Just take a second. If you need to hop out, hop out. I understand. Major trigger warning. It's very deeply disturbing what they've done with this precious little baby in the first place, and then what they've went and done so disrespectfully with her remains thereafter. Cannot even wrap my mind around it. So Harmony's body was moved to Kayla's mother's residence on Dubuque Street. I don't understand how Kayla's mom never knew. It doesn't make any freaking sense to me at all. And doesn't Kayla's mom have their other children now? So, in her June 3rd interview, Kayla explained how Harmony's body was moved to various locations over the course of the next several months. She stated that after living in Badero's Audi in the Colonial Village parking lot, that they then moved in with her mom, Christina Lubin, and her mom's boyfriend, John Gallion, at 258 Dubuque Street in Manchester. Kayla said that when they arrived at the residence, Harmony's body, which was still in a duffel bag, was placed inside of a red cooler with a white top in the common hallway of the apartment building. She stated the body was left there the whole time the family stayed there until the end of December of 2019. But nobody knew what was in it or smelled anything. Get real. Get out of town. Like, there's no way. I don't believe it. On February 18th of 22, Lubin testified before the grand jury for Hillsborough County Northern District. During her testimony, she explained that in December of 19, Adam, Kayla, their two children, their sons, moved in to live with her for 2 or 3 weeks, and they left on December 30th to 31st. Lubin said they did not have Harmony, and Kayla told him that Harmony went to her mom's, and that they were at a rehab facility in Massachusetts. Lubin testified that during that time frame of December 2019, she was not aware of Adam or Kayla making any effort to get in touch with Harmony or her mom. She also testified that in the time frame, she did not see Adam or Kayla cry about not having Harmony. Of course they didn't. They didn't care about Harmony, obviously. They didn't ever care about Harmony. Why would they cry about her? The only thing they're going to cry about is the fact that they're going to be in prison. Adam's probably going to rot in there. And Kayla, I hope she rots in there for the rest of her life, but she probably won't. She'll probably not get life. I don't know. I hope she does. After that, he says he traveled to 258 Dubuque Street, number 1, and obtained a consent to search from Lubin and Gallion. I explained to Lubin that I needed to obtain a red cooler with a white lid. Lubin stated the cooler had been in her bedroom closet for close to 2 years. I asked her if this cooler had previously been in the common hallway, and she confirmed yes, it was. Lubin and Gallion consented to the search and seizure of the cooler. The cooler was submitted to the state lab for processing. According to reports received from the state lab, the results of a screening test performed on samples from the cooler were negative for the presence of blood. In addition, no suitable areas of friction ridge detail were developed on the cooler. And here's a picture of the cooler. Wow. Yeah, let's not look at that too long because we don't need to picture it. Harmony's body moved to families in transition shelter on Lake Avenue. Law enforcement previously knew, and Kayla confirmed in her June 3rd interview that after leaving her mother's house, that her, Adam, and the 2 boys moved into a families in transition shelter at 177 Lake Ave in Manchester. This was approximately December 30th of 2019. In her proffer interview, Kayla said that the Under Armour bag with Harmony's body was brought to the fit shelter as well. Kayla said that Adam placed it in the ceiling vent in the bedroom. Kayla stated that during this time, there was liquid coming from the bag containing Harmony's dead body, and there was an odor. She said Adam placed a trash bag around the bag to keep it from leaking. But it didn't work, obviously. Search of the FIT shelter on Lake Avenue. On June 4th, 22, detectives conducted the search and located a ceiling vent in the bedroom, which is pictured here. That's where they shoved Harmony's body like she was nothing. Sick. I'm never going to figure out what's wrong with people. I'm never going to be able to wrap my mind around it. Detectives removed the vent in order to check the top side of the ceiling sheetrock. There, next to the opening for the ceiling vent, detectives located a large area of staining. This area is directly next to the ceiling vent where Kayla Montgomery described that Adam Montgomery put Harmony's deceased body in the Under Armour bag. Detectives noted that this area had a smell consistent with decomp. The photo was taken by a detective who was standing in the ceiling vent hole after the vent was removed, and the staining is there circled. So they've proven that, yes, Harmony was up in that ceiling. A large section of the ceiling sheetrock was moved and seized, which included the stain, metal framing, and the hole for the ceiling vent. The ceiling vent itself was also seized. The photo below shows the area of sheetrock and metal framing that was seized, and the area of staining is again circled. Yikes. Forensic testing of the ceiling section from the FIT shelter on Lake Avenue. So this was all submitted to the state lab for serology, DNA, and latent friction ridge fingerprint processing. So in the report dated June 10th of 22, criminologists at the state lab wrote that 13 areas of friction ridge detail were developed, 6 on the metal framing attached to the sheetrock and 7 on the metal vent itself. So in a report dated July 6th of 22, the criminalist noted that not all areas of friction ridge detail were sufficient to be identifiable, and some of the areas contained multiple impressions. In all, criminalist Orlowitz noted and analyzed 10 identifiable impressions, 9 from the metal vent and 1 from the metal framing. The criminalist matched all 9 of the identifiable impressions from the metal vent to Adam Montgomery. 3 to his left middle finger, 2 to his left middle finger, little finger, and 1 to his left ring and middle fingers. So it was Adam who put her up there. Oh, my goodness. On June 9th, the state lab confirmed that serology testing on the ceiling section produced several positive samples for human fluids. Those fluids were tested and they were found to be Harmony's. Subsequently, the decision was made to send the entire ceiling section to DNA labs. And they found there was lighter staining, there was darker staining, and unfortunately it was from Harmony. They found that it was hers. It's just sickening. How? Like, how could you do that? The ceiling section and removed metal framing were submitted. I'm kind of skipping over this part just because it's a lot. It's kind of hard to understand. And I just, for time purposes. And it really is just saying that all this ceiling stuff that they took out at the place where they were staying at the homeless shelter in the ceiling, it was Harmony. They proved it. So then Harmony's body was moved to Union Street. In Kayla's first interview, she had stated on June 3rd, 22, her first proffer interview, she stated that after living at 177 Lake Ave, her, Adam, and the 2 sons, they moved into an apartment at 644 Union Street in Manchester. So police were previously in possession of a lease agreement that was apparently signed by Adam and Kayla on February 20th of 2020 for themselves and 2 children to lease 644 Union Street, second floor apartment number 2. Kayla said that when they moved to the apartment at 644 Union Street, they brought Harmony's body with them. She said that Adam put the Under Armour duffel bag with Harmony's body, which was inside of 1 or 2 trash bags, into a plastic bin storage container, which was then pushed on a stroller from 177 Lake Ave over to 644 Union Street. Kayla said that Adam first placed the plastic bin storage container into a closet in the bedroom of 644 Union Street. Kayla said that Adam then at one point took the Under Armour bag out of the plastic bin and that the Under Armour bag was leaking. Kayla said Adam put another trash bag around the Under Armour bag and placed it into the fridge of 644 Union Street, which we know they took. And then Harmony's body was moved into a CMC maternity bag. It's just a tote. Kayla stated that at some point after Harmony's body was in the fridge, Adam transferred her body from the Under Armour duffel bag into a new bag. Kayla stated that this happened in the bathroom, and she said Adam was in there for 4 to 6 hours with the shower running. Kayla then described Adam as placing Harmony's dead body inside of what she described as the maternity bag. This bag was much smaller than the Under Armour bag, and it would not have likely fit Harmony's body unless it was dismembered or grossly distorted. Kayla described an odor coming from the bathroom and saw steam coming from the bathroom when Adam would open the door. Kayla recalled the scent of cleaning supplies in the bathroom when Adam had finished up. Kayla stated that afterwards, Adam placed the CMC bag inside the freezer in 644 Union Street. She described the freezer as a standard fridge with a freezer on the top. After Kayla's first proffer interview, investigators obtained an exemplar CMC maternity bag that they suspected might be the same one that Harmony's body had been placed in. During Kayla's second interview on June 23rd, 2022, she identified the bag shown below as being the same maternity bag. The mom's place, it says on it. Wow. Wow. That's so sick. In her second proffer interview, Kayla said that Adam actually transferred Harmony's body from the duffel bag to the CMC bag while they were still at 177 Lake Ave. She said that this happened about a day or two after maintenance checked the vent in their unit, and that the bags with Harmony's body were in the closet during the 1 to 2 day time frame. Kayla said that Adam made the transfer to the CMC bag in the bathroom of apartment number 1, zipped the CMC maternity bag shut, and then put it in the closet. Then Harmony's body was moved to the Portland Pie Company freezer on Elm Street. So the company that I guess Adam worked for, they took her body and put it in between the two boys in the stroller and took it to his work and put it in the freezer there. Ugh. He worked at the restaurant as a server and front of the house manager until about a month before the restaurant closed. Yikes. He recalled seeing that bag in the cooler on a couple occasions on both the floor and the shelf, but never questioned Montgomery about it since he knew he had children. Wow. Then her body was repackaged. Kayla also advised on June 23rd, 2022, that she was actually in the Union Street apartment bathroom when Adam took Harmony out of the maternity bag. A photo of the bathroom follows for reference. Kayla stated that Adam took Harmony out of the bag and so that he could add lime to the bag to help with the decomp of her body. Kayla explained that Adam dumped Harmony's body out of the bag into the shower. Kayla said Harmony was not bones. She had skin, teeth, and hair, and Kayla could still tell it was her. Kayla said Adam put about half the bag of lime or a little more into the bag, and she showed with her hands that the bag of lime was consistent with a 40-pound bag. So based on Kayla's description of this process, Adam had a difficult time fitting Harmony's body back into the bag. Harmony's body was frozen. Kayla saw Adam run to the hot water in the shower and tried squishing Harmony's flesh to thaw it and make it easier to fit her into the bag. Wow. Oh, literally makes my stomach turn. Kayla helped cut Harmony's clothes off her body to make her fit into the bag better as well. Let me get my hands on this bitch. Kayla described Adam eventually pushing and pushing on Harmony's body, and then she heard a bang. She was not able to elaborate on what that was. Adam also banged the maternity bag on the floor while zipping it. Kayla said that also she helped zip the bag shut. After the bag was finally zipped, it went into the freezer. Adam then cleaned up the bathroom with ammonia. Wow. So Detective Rahill on June 30th of 22 received maintenance records from Dennis Cloutier, who was the maintenance person back when Adam and Kayla lived at the Union Street apartment. He is also the current maintenance worker. And it should be noted that a service request was executed on February 27th of 2020 at the apartment where Adam and Kayla lived. The request reads, snake tub and fix lever. The service request was 5 days after Adam's employment ended at the Portland Pie Company. U-Haul rented to dispose of Harmony's body. Kayla stated that Adam kept the CMC bag with Harmony's body inside of the freezer of the Union Street apartment until sometime during the spring of 2020. She wasn't sure if it was March or May. When Adam rented a U-Haul and during the overnight hours made a trip to an unknown destination to dispose of Harmony's dead body. Kayla stated that she did not know the location of where Adam dumped Harmony's body. Kayla stated that Adam returned in the morning hours, but she could not recall the exact time. Of course, nothing helpful that she can say at all. Kayla stated that around the time that Adam disposed of Harmony's body, they stayed in the Econo Lodge or Comfort Inn in Manchester, New Hampshire. She said Adam brought the maternity bag with Harmony's body to the hotel and placed it in the mini refrigerator in the room. Kayla said that they were accompanied by Travis Beach and his girlfriend, who Kayla knew as Brittany. Manchester police knew Brittany to be a reference to a specific person, Brittany Bedard. Kayla recalled that Adam went to the U-Haul with either Travis, Brittany, or both. Kayla saw the U-Haul from the hotel window, and she described it as a van with a large 1999 on the back, which is consistent with the lettering on a U-Haul. Kayla said that after it was rented, Adam left in the middle of the night at approximately midnight or 1 a.m. Adam told her he was leaving and he would be back, and he told the CMs, and he took the maternity bag with Harmony in it. She didn't see him have anything else with him. Kayla said Adam didn't want her to know where he was going in case something like this happened. Apparently, in reference to her being talked to by the police, Kayla said Adam was then returned around 5 or 6 in the morning, that same morning. So he was gone for like 4 or 5 hours-ish, maybe 6. When he returned, he seemed very tired, and he said words to the effect of, "It's done." Kayla said she didn't see the bag after that. It should be noted that in Kayla's second interview on June 23rd, her statements were consistent about the U-Haul and did not materially differ from her original corroboration of Adam using a U-Haul. Around the time that Manchester police began looking into the whereabouts of Harmony, the department established a 24-hour tip line so members of the public could call in with any information. On February 26th of 22, police service specialist Stratton advised that there was a call that came through the Harmony Montgomery tip line. PSS Stratton noted that the tip came from the phone number blah, blah, blah. I called the tipster, who wanted to remain anonymous. The tipster stated that a Jenny Paris and her boyfriend Travis Beach had come to the tipster's residence a month ago and disclosed that approximately 2 years ago, Adam frantically asked Beach if he could rent Adam a U-Haul. The tipster stated that Adam did not disclose what the U-Haul was for, but stated that Adam asked Beach in a frantic manner to rent the vehicle. Detective Feliciano located Beach and Paris at 1361 Elm Street in the rear parking lot of the apartment building in their vehicle and attempted to interview Beach. Beach was uncooperative and stated that he would not answer any questions unless it was with his attorney or probation/parole officer. Wow. On March 9th of 22, Deputy U.S. Marshal Tufts and I made contact with Beach at the Hillsborough County Probation and Parole Office. I asked Beach to tell us about Adam asking for a U-Haul. Beach stated he recalled it was around wintertime of 2019 or early 2020. Beach stated that he had run into Adam on the street in the area of Union/Bridge at the convenience store. Adam continued to say, "I fucked up, I'm so fucked." Beach stated Adam wouldn't tell him what he meant when I said I effed up, I'm so fucked. Beach stated that he was with Brittany Bedard and Adam was with Kayla and their 2 boys. Beach was asked if he had ever seen Harmony, and he stated that he had not. Adam asked them to rent him a U-Haul, and he recalled Brittany renting Adam a box truck from the U-Haul on South Willow Street in Manchester. Beach stated they left from there, and the next day Brittany called U-Haul to make sure Adam returned it, and he had. Beach stated that he never heard or seen Harmony, and he only knew Adam to have 2 sons. Beach said he thought Adam and Kayla were living on the 2nd floor of an apartment in Union Street at the time of the U-Haul incident. Beach was asked if he ever knew Adam and Kayla to have a car, and he stated he had never seen them with a car. Beach was asked why he hadn't been cooperative initially, and he stated once he saw things in the news, he put two and two together and thought maybe it was related. As I continued to ask Beach questions, Beach then asked, "What was I getting at?" and stated he wanted an attorney. So he obviously has something to hide. So on April 20th of 22, Detective Rahill and I, Bobby Johnson, an inmate at the Hillsborough, they interviewed Bobby Johnson, an inmate at Hillsborough County House of Corrections, who wished to speak with us about the Harmony Montgomery investigation, specifically in regards to Travis Beach. Johnson has known Beach for 7 to 8 years. Johnson stated he had a conversation with Beach a few weeks ago at the end of March or beginning of April. Johnson stated they were at a drug house getting high and smoking crack, and Beach stated he had something to tell Johnson that was eating at him. Beach said Adam was one of his best friends. Johnson stated also present at the time was Beach's girlfriend, Jenna Lee Paris. Beach stated Adam called him and came over to his place, and Adam said he fucked up, that he did wrong and needed his help. Johnson stated Beach's girlfriend then stopped him from saying anything further to Johnson about Adam's statements. Interesting. Johnson stated the tone of the conversation was that Beach was going to say that Adam killed the child and disposed of the body. He stated Beach was saying Adam was asking him for a few days to help him get rid of stuff. Beach stated they drove around the country for the next few days getting rid of stuff. Johnson stated that Beach never mentioned body parts, but if it was stuff wrapped in plastic, it was stuff wrapped in plastic or wrapped in plastic bags. Wow. Johnson also mentioned Adam asking for tools and supplies and included blankets and tarps from Beach. Jenna Lee told Beach not to talk further about it because it could get him in trouble. Johnson felt that Beach was trying to get it off his chest. Beach also stated to him that the police had been looking for him to ask him information. I asked him who else was there during the conversation, and he stated just Beach, Jenna Lee, and himself. Johnson added that he believed Beach mentioned the west side of Manchester as areas they went and possibly a street starting with the letter C. Johnson also believed Beach was driving when all this happened. On April 20th of 22, Detective Rahill and I interviewed Travis at the New Hampshire State Prison with his probation officer. Beach stated that Adam requested that Beach rent the U-Haul. Beach did not have his license, so he used Brittany to rent it. Adam and Kayla were picked up from Orange and Union Street, and he stated that they had their children, but only the two. Beach believed that the weather was starting to get warm, but there was snow on the ground, and that this was potentially inside a February and March 2020 timeframe. Beach stated that he was staying at the Comfort Inn around this time, and that Adam and Kayla were staying at the Ocano. He advised that during this time, Adam was requesting the U-Haul. Adam approached Beach stating that he fucked up. He believed this to be after the U-Haul was rented. Adam never told Beach what he needed the U-Haul for, and Beach never asked. Beach advised that Adam told him that he was having problems with DCYF during this time, and that's why they were staying at the Ocano. Prior to the interview concluding, Beach signed a consent to search for his Facebook account after stating that he and Adam used the platform to communicate. Beach provided us with his login information, and a preservation was completed for his account, which was identified as Facebook account TDBeach618. After the preservation was complete, I attempted to log into the account, but the login information did not work. On June 3rd, Kayla explained that the reason why she initially said that the last time she saw Harmony was when Adam dropped her off at work at Dunkin' was because Adam told her to say that. Detective Rahill and I conducted a voluntary interview with Nicole Giles, a former tenant of the 177 Lake Ave in Manchester. Giles lived at the address during the time period when Adam and Kayla were residents there. 1 second. Sorry. All right. So now I have to open this back up again. All right. So Giles remembered going to the Econo Lodge to see Kayla and Adam. Oh, hold on. I think I'm still muted. No, I'm not. Okay. So she went to the Econo and she advised that she did not go in the hotel room, but she believed she dropped something off to them. She also believed that this was odd that they were renting a hotel while they also had an apartment. Interview of Brittany Bedard. June 27th of 22, Detective Rahal, Deputy Tufts of the U.S. Marshal Service, and I were in Daytona Beach, Florida, to try to locate Brittany Bernard. With the assistance of Daytona Beach Police, Bernard was located and she agreed to do the interview. She said she was playing with one of their children at the 644 Union Street apartment. She was able to pull up a photo she took during the time. The photo was time-stamped at 6:02 p.m. March 1st of 2020. Metadata associated with the photo showed a GPS location at 644 Union Street, and she also provided them with her email address. Bernard believed that around that time frame, she had rented a hotel room at the Econo. She stated that she believed she tried to rent a room at the Comfort Inn at first, but did not end up renting it due to having to put down a large deposit. She believed that she was refunded for the room and that they went to the Econo instead. She remembers seeing that bag with Kayla and their 2 children in the stroller. And she remembered staying on the 3rd or 4th floor of the Econo, facing the front parking lot. There wasn't really anything in there. And we're out of time, so I'm just kind of going through because this isn't, I don't think there was really anything in there. Yeah, they're talking about the rental cost, additional charge of $100 for the U-Haul. And then they go through, they sent a subpoena to PayPal. They interviewed a couple other people and talked about the U-Haul a lot more. And that's what they're trying to figure out. Where exactly was this U-Haul and where exactly did it go? Him and Travis tried to get a hold of each other over and over and kept missing calls from each other. They did Travis's interview and they got the Massachusetts Department of Transportation records for the U-Haul. And that was July 10th of 22. And I think that U-Haul is like a very huge deal right now. If there's people that know anything about where that U-Haul was, man, they opened that tip line back up so people could call with any information that they had. Hopefully with the information that they got about them throwing things out that were wrapped in plastic, wherever that supposedly happened at, they could find something. But I think by now anything would be probably gone, right? Sad, but true. All right, well, that was all I really wanted to get out. So if you wanted to read it all for yourself, you can find it if you just Google it. Just Google the Harmony Montgomery murder affidavit. It'll come up on a news channel or something where you can download it as a PDF and you can just read it for yourself if you want to. But all right, thank you for being here for Harmony Renee Montgomery. She deserves so much better than this. She deserves at the very least to be found and to get her justice. And I think Adam deserves to be in general population for the rest of his life. Death is too good for him. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys. Love you. Have a nice day. I know it's hard after hearing things like this. Stay strong. Keep your crown on straight. Have a nice day.